It is important to always have matching entries for your in-text citations and reference list. Remember to pay attention to punctuation, commas, full stops, and also the abbreviation, et al. Remember to reference online images and pictures. With in-text citations, page numbers are only for direct quotes. Please do not put bullet points or numbering on the reference list. And lastly, AI tools should not be referenced, but rather acknowledged in an annexure. Information on referencing can be found on the MyEmaris student portal. Select My Library, scroll down to the Academic Writing Center block, and then click on the Referencing and Plagiarism icon. The various resources are arranged to look like blog articles. When you click on Read More, it will take you to the relevant PDF document or web page. The IIE Reference Guide contains the official in-house style of referencing, Harvard, Anglia, and must be used in conjunction with guidelines for responsible AI use at the IIE. The guide is presented in table format, with the type of source in the first column, followed by in-text examples, and lastly the reference list at the end. An active table of contents means that if you click on a specific word, it will take you to the exact page you need. Here is an example of how the guide is structured. The first column shows what kind of source it is, and the next two columns cover in-text citation examples. Last of all, an example of how to write the reference list entry is shown. This is the correct structure for referencing a physical book. And here we have the details required when referencing an ebook. Similarly, a hard copy of a journal article is referenced as shown, whereas an online journal reference follows this particular structure. The next example we are going to go through is how to reference a book when the authors have separate chapters attributed to each of them. The in-text citation will show the name of the chapter author. Next, ensure that the reference list entry matches the in-text citation by having the chapter author's surname at the beginning. The reference list entry will now follow the same structure as you would for a normal book. However, the additional details of chapter number and page range will be added at the end. The three most important things to take note of when it comes to referencing are in-text citations, the reference list, and an AI annexure. In-text references contain brackets, the author's surname, and the year of publication. They are placed in the sentence where the information is found. For example, Coates, 2026. The reference list is situated at the end of the document and contains the full source details. Lastly, the AI annexure goes after the reference list. Please be sure to view the other videos in this series. The next presentation covers how to disclose AI usage through an annexure. What is source integration? It is required as an academic writing skill, used mostly for critical analysis, and compares more than one author's viewpoint in the same sentence or paragraph. In the example, the names of two authors are highlighted and linked with a semicolon at the end of the paraphrased sentence. Then in the reference list, those two sources become separate entries again. Always start with the oldest source first when paraphrasing them in brackets. With secondary referencing, we are basically saying that somebody had an idea, and it was repeated by another author in a more recent source. The source that you have in front of you is called the primary source. It will always be the newer date of publication, and contain the words, cited in, to show where the older quote has been mentioned. A secondary reference is essentially two references in one. The first part of the reference contains the originator of the idea, and the second part contains the reference details of your primary source. Kindly raise a support query or request an appointment if you have any questions for the online library team. Thank you, and all the best going forward.